Today I'm taking 3 vehicles around the Wasteland Destruction circuit, and I'm starting off with the Gavril Bluebuck. I haven't taken any Bluebucks around here, so yeah, this is actually a pre-facelifted version from 1961, so it's a slightly older version of the Bluebuck. I do quite like how it looks. There's a lot of chrome, but it looks quite nice. So yeah, we'll see how the Bluebuck does. I mean, usually the Bluebuck's actually pretty strong. The main concern is that it likes to overheat quite quickly, because the oil pan isn't the strongest thing. I mean, there goes the radiator. The radiator isn't also the strongest thing, but I can deal with the radiator damage, but the oil pan damage will kill it quite faster, so that's something that will happen quite soon, I suspect. But otherwise, the car is usually pretty strong. Okay, there goes the oil pan. Not even on the landing, just from going over that jump, managed to break the oil pan. The engine's also damaged, but yeah, so we're gonna start running out of oil very soon. There's a lot of damage gone onto the roof already. I think the roof has gone weaker in one of the updates. Well, to make it more realistic, because yeah, there's a lot of damage going on. The suspension wise, okay, the rear left suspension seems a little collapsed. The suspension damage isn't the main concern at the moment. It's most likely the overheating, because the suspension, despite all the damage it will take, I'm assuming it will hold up. But the engine wise, I'm not sure. I mean, normally these engines are pretty strong. You can survive quite a while with overheating, but you can see the temperature is already rising. Because at this moment, I have to make as much distance as possible. I don't think it's really worth taking the water section already, because that water section does cause a lot more damage to the vehicle as well. But we'll at least complete a lap, which a lot of vehicles from the last episode haven't done so, so that's a good sign for the Bluebuck. Okay, now the cylinder walls are damaged, so we're gonna start taking overheating damage very soon. Coolant's overheating. I mean, I might as well take the water section. There hasn't been actually internal damage yet, like the piston rings and head gaskets, fine, so I can take a brief dip in the water. I mean, it'll help it a little bit, but not, you know, a lot, because it's back overheating already. There goes the connecting rod bearings. I mean, there's a lot of stuff breaking that I can't keep up with. The piston rings are gone. There's a lot of damage done to the chassis from all these landings. You know, I suspect the dry shaft would break eventually, but the dry shaft is strong enough to hold up. But engine-wise, I'm not too sure, because it's gonna be very soon until it does die. There goes, okay, engine block damage, so the head gasket's gonna go very soon. It's if we can make it on to the 3rd lap. I'm not sure if it can, that's gonna be decent distance for the vehicle. Okay, there goes the head gasket. So now it's only a matter of time until it dies. I'm not sure how long the engine can actually last with everything broken in it, and the water isn't gonna do anything to the engine anymore. The water might actually harm it more than it will help it, because if the engine stalls when going in there, it's probably not going to start back up. But it looks like we will at least complete another lap. Barely. I mean, the engine, there isn't much sign of the engine giving up yet. It has lost a lot of power, but it's not starting to stall just quite yet, so we have a little bit of life left, if it can even make it up this hill. You can see the amount of power we lost in the engine. It's only a matter of time. Now it's starting to give signs of giving up now. Yeah, it's gonna die very soon now. I mean, it picked back up some speed from that. It will at least get enough speed to clear that landing. But the engine is gonna die very soon, and if it cannot make it up this hill, okay, it barely did, but there goes the engine. It shut off, yeah, and the engine has died from overheating, which I kind of expected from the beginning, but yeah. I mean, the bodywork, I mean, the pre-facelifted version really hasn't made that much of a difference. It just looks different. But that's the Gavril Bluebuck dead with overheating. I mean, it actually did do decently well. It made it over the third time around that big jump, so that's pretty good. But yeah, the oil pan and radiator are not really the strongest thing, and that is the engine dead on the Bluebuck. So the next vehicle I got is the Toyota Celica GT4. This is a Group A rally car. I think it's a street rally version. And yeah, it's really cool to see this in the game. I'm not sure how the Celica will do around here. I actually remember a very old Celica mod. Okay, well that's not really ideal. We're losing the wing already. But yeah, I do remember a very old Celica mod for this game, but this is more of an updated version. I mean, the engine sounds quite nice in this mod. But I'm not really sure how strong it is, because I really haven't tested this at all, so yeah, we'll see. I mean, it has taken some hits pretty well. It does have a skid plate underneath, and we're also eating the bumper. Okay, we lost the front bumper, which is fine. It does have a skid plate to hopefully protect the oil pan. And we are losing the rear wing as well, so that's something. But yeah, this is a rally version, so it should be slightly stronger than like a normal version. Okay, I say that as we snap the front right steering. I mean, if it snapped like that, that's not exactly the worst thing. If it's not really pulling the vehicle to one side, then it's fine. Okay, so now we only have one steering left. Or one tie rod, I mean. And if we lose that tie rod, then it will be dead. We'll have to try not to land on that wheel, but that wheel also has taken some damage, as you can see. I mean, even though it's a rally car, it's not really designed to do this at all, so yeah. The suspension is pretty stiff, which is what you'd expect. I'm not sure if that actually hurts the vehicle or not. If you have softer suspension, it might have not snapped that wheel. I mean, it only takes one wrong hit to snap the steering, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, if the steering doesn't die, hopefully we'll complete at least one lap. Okay, so that wheel isn't doing good things to the vehicle. I'd rather if that wheel continues to flap around, not doing anything, but if it is dragging the vehicle to the direction it's facing, then it will cause a few issues. But yeah, I can still manage to keep this somewhat on the road. I say that as we go into a bush, the strongest bush in this game, because I don't even know how it's stuck in there. Yeah, we have taken a lot more steering damage now on the front left. Yeah, we still can continue on, and hopefully this jump will not break the wheel. Okay, we actually lost a tire on... Okay, that's a tire gone on the broken wheel, so that's actually better for the vehicle. Yeah, that will definitely help it out a little bit, but yeah, we still have major issues with the steering. It's also struggling to put down the power, because at times we're three-wheeling the vehicle. I think this is a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicle. I'm pretty sure it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, but it's hard to tell. I mean, I don't really think the front diff is doing much to help power-wise, because I think it's mainly rear-wheel drive biased, so I'm not sure. Okay, this jump is what killed the wheel last time. We did survive it this time around. And yeah, we're still continuing on. Any of these jumps has potential to break the wheel. Yeah, and also has very little steering as well. Okay, well, there goes the oil pan somehow. We landed on the top of the engines, and which somehow damaged the oil pan, which sometimes happens. I'm not sure how, but Now the oil pan is gone. I mean, I really don't think that's gonna kill the vehicle in the end. I mean, depends how big the oil pan leak is. I mean, it also doesn't help that we're working the engine a lot harder than it should, because at times it's not really putting the power down correctly, and that's spinning the wheels a lot. So also the distance indicator will probably not be that accurate as well. Yeah, I'd actually rather lose the entire axle on the front right or the half shaft, because I'm pretty sure it is a four-wheel drive vehicle, and if we do lose the drive shaft on that wheel, I feel like it's gonna drive a lot better, because that's normally what happens, because the wheel is still putting out power and it is pulling it to that side, causing more issues. Okay, now the oil is going. Yeah, we don't have much longer to live. At least the oil pan leak isn't the biggest thing. We're kind of stuck here, but we can continue on. I mean, it has potential to beat the Bluebuck. It's not too far off, because the wheel got broken immediately and is still continuing on, even on its third lap, which is pretty impressive. I'm trying to avoid... Okay, there goes the steering. I say that, I think we have some steering, but I think it's snapped. Yeah, it's snapped. We have no steering on the Celica, and I think it's dead. Yeah, that's the Toyota Celica dead. I mean, for a rally car, sometimes rally cars don't do as well as like their regular counterpart. This mod only has the Group A rally cars in it, not the regular Celica, so I really can't test the normal one. But yeah, that is the Toyota Celica dead with steering failure. I mean, at least the steering is stronger than the last two vehicles from last episode, which they both died basically on their first lap. But yeah, that's the Celica dead with steering. The final vehicle for this episode is the Hirochi CCF2. This is the highest trim 4-cylinder model, and yeah, we'll see how well the CCF does. I also turn off all the system electronic and traction control stuff. I mean, or the what's it called, the driver assistance systems, which we don't really need. Even though it's cool that this vehicle has it, it won't really help the vehicle out. We're losing the bumper and all the under tray bits, the inner fender bits, which is fine. I mean, even though this is a really cool vehicle, probably still the highest quality mod that this game has to offer. Even though it's a cool vehicle, it's not really the strongest vehicle, because it's mainly the rear suspension that has issues, especially with the rear half shafts. So that's the main concern I have. It did survive that jump. Okay, the rear left wheel has bent a little bit, but it did at least survive that jump. We're eating the front bumper, which I'm allowed to remove if debris causes any issues. Also, that's the under tray that fell off. And the radiator seems like it's also holding on by a thread, which is not that great, but it's fine. But yeah, the main concern is still the rear suspension. It's not really that strong. Out of all the times I've taken this vehicle out in the past, it's mainly the suspension, the half shafts that kill the vehicle. So yeah, it's only a matter of time until that does happen. I mean, something else could break. The front suspension is a little bit stronger, but not by much. I mean, it is surviving these smaller bumps fine. I have taken a off-road version of the CCF in the past, and it does do a little bit better, which I might take around here again in the future, but it does do a little bit better, but not by much, because still it's the same issue, but it happens a little bit later, basically. I mean, it should hopefully survive this jump, and hopefully should survive the first lap without too many issues. Okay, I did roll. We did damage the engine, but that's fine. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, well, the hood is open up and we kind of broke in the soft top, which is fine. I I mean, the soft top cam open, I left it closed because it probably helped string the roof a little bit. I don't really think it'll help that much, but I'd rather have it closed and open in this sort of thing. Yeah, it's not really enjoying life anymore. You can see how much damage the rear suspension. I think all the rear suspension is collapsed. Because that looks a lot more stiffly sprung than normal. If it can survive this jump. Okay, I think it can survive this jump. It got lucky with how it hit how it landed. It hit the bodywork and not the wheels, which is good. I mean, we lost a lot more pieces of the vehicle, which is fine. Just cosmetic damage. Yeah, but now it is crab walking. It is. The vehicle is crab walking when we're driving, and which is not helpful. Yeah, it's very hard to keep this thing straight. It didn't survive that jump. I mean, it's got me far from last, but it's actually doing pretty well. I mean, this is a pretty destructive circuit, and it is doing a little bit better than I thought it would around this track, which is pretty good. I mean, even the screens and the touch screen, which actually works in the vehicle, still is functional. Yeah, you can see the front left has taken out some damage as well. Has gone some camber on the wheels, kind of opposite camber from the back. The front right has holding up a little bit better. But yeah, it's mainly the rear suspension that has taken out the most damage. And it is probably going to survive this jump. And it has, and it will complete another lap going on to its third lap, which is actually pretty good going. It actually might go further than the Celica. Yeah, if it can survive, if the half shafts and steering and everything can hold up, then it might actually go further than the Rally Celica that died around this area, which is pretty impressive for this CCF, which in the past it hasn't proved itself to be that strong, but around here, I mean, that's the funny thing is vehicles do good around certain circuits, and it's hard to explain why. But I guess it's how the circuit is designed. Some are more destructive to some vehicles than others. I really can't take that much speed going over that jump, because I have very limited control. And if I do give it all its power, then it's gonna do bad things. Because I still also have to drive these vehicles as hard as possible, you know, within their limit. Which this vehicle's limits are not that much anymore. That's a little bit too fast for that jump, but it did actually survive pretty well. I mean, this actually might be the best CCF has actually gone around any of these tracks. You know, I don't expect this vehicle to at all go as far as, you know, mainly the top of the leaderboard is dominated by Hirochi vehicles like the Sunburst, the Mistral, and I can't remember the Legacy, the Subaru Legacy as well. Which I don't expect this vehicle to do as well as those vehicles. I mean, I'll be honestly shocked because in the past this vehicle hasn't been the strongest thing. It only takes one bad landing to break the vehicle, which is what I'm expecting. I mean, something like that. It twisted on the landing and actually the whole wheel fell off. If it can, I think it can actually crawl itself onto its next lap, which is really good. I mean, the diff isn't really doing much. I think it's a limited slip because it's still giving some power to the right wheel, but it's not enough to continue driving. And now the wheel's not even spinning anymore, so that is the Hirochi CCF dead with actually surprisingly different failure. I thought the half shaft would snap immediately. I mean, it did snap, but the whole wheel came off with it. And yeah, that is the CCF dead with, I guess, wheel axle or just wheel failure. It also seemed like the soft top has fixed itself. I don't know how that happened. Like, it seems more straight than it was. It seems more straight than it was previously, which is kind of funny. I mean, I don't even think... Well, the touchscreen and everything still works around here. And that will be the Hirochi CCF dead. I mean, it honestly was quite impressive how long it did survive. I mean, there's a lot of damage it has taken a lot of damage, and eventually one of the landings did snap the wheel off, and that will be it dead. It's still quite impressive how far it did survive, because this vehicle isn't known to be that strong, so yeah, that's pretty impressive for the CCF. And on to the leaderboard, and the Hirochi CCF does go the furthest of this episode, which is actually pretty surprising that the CCF does go the furthest out of the vehicles that went this episode. It goes into 24th position, which is actually not too bad. It goes just behind the 240BX and goes slightly ahead of the Bruckle 9. And it honestly did pretty well until the wheel fell off. But yeah, it did survive quite a while until that did happen. And yeah, going a little bit further down, we do find the Gavril Bluebuck. It goes around the mid-table area, goes just ahead of the 73 Oldsmobile Delta 88, and just behind the Satsuma, which cleared the jump, and the Bluebuck died kind of on the jump with its overheating engine, and it didn't do too badly. And just a little further down, we do find the Toyota Celica rally car. It does die from steering failure, and it did pretty well. It lost one of its tie rods on its first lap, and it did survive 2 more laps until the other tie rod broke. And yeah, that will be steering failure for the Celica. It actually still did decently well. And yeah, that'll be it for this episode. If you have any vehicle suggestions, please leave them in the comment section. I will post the updated leaderboard in the comment section as well, and all the mods used in the video will be linked in the description as well. And that'll be it for this episode, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.